For years after Vanessa Clark and I broke up, we ran into each other at our class reunion. Someone suggested truth or dare. Vanessa picked truth. Someone asked her, "What's the smartest thing you ever did in a relationship?" She looked right at me with this smirk on her face. Getting my ex to pay off my $700,000 in debt, then dumping him once I found someone richer. Everyone probably expected me to lose it, but I just smiled and told them to keep playing. When it was my turn, they asked, "Did you ever hide anything from your ex?" "Yeah." "What was it?" I smiled. "I'm actually the richest man in the country, son." After a second of dead silence, everyone cracked up. "Liam, dude, have you been watching too many of those CEO drama shorts while delivering food? Getting a little delusional? Seriously, man, stop pretending to be rich. You're literally still wearing your delivery uniform." I looked down at my Armani casual wear and the custom AGV helmet next to me. Okay, I kind of did look like a delivery guy. Before I could say anything, Vanessa jumped in. "Liam, we broke up 4 years ago. Why are you still being so fake? This is supposed to be a chill reunion. You don't need to show off. Just be real." I leaned back in my chair and looked at her. "I am being real. I actually am the richest man's son. You think you could have booked this VIP suite without my connections? Honestly, I wasn't even planning to come. I didn't want to see Vanessa. And I don't really hang with these people anymore anyway. But my buddy called me like 28 times begging me to show up. Said Vanessa wouldn't be there. And everyone agreed not to talk about work or money, just catch up. But not only did Vanessa show up. She was being totally shameless about flaunting herself. A gold digger playing dress-up as high society. Pathetic. And she wouldn't leave me alone. "Liam, there's a limit to bullshitting. My husband booked this suite with his VIP status. What's that got to do with you? With that delivery outfit? If you weren't riding our coattails, you wouldn't even qualify to eat here." Everyone laughed and looked at me like I was trash. I just waved it off. "So I should be thanking you?" Vanessa pointed at the food and wine on the table. "Obviously. Without me, could you afford this food, this wine?" I looked up at her slowly. "Vanessa, you really haven't seen much, have you? This food. My housekeeper wouldn't even eat this stuff." "I definitely wouldn't." That set off another round of laughter. "Liam, please stop. You're a nobody. Without Vanessa. You couldn't even get past the front door, right? If Vanessa hadn't specifically asked for you to be invited, I wouldn't have even bothered calling. Just apologize to Vanessa, and maybe you can at least drink some of this good wine." The mockery kept coming, but I didn't care. Everything I said was true. If I wasn't trying to save these losers some face, would have told them Pine Mountain Banquet was my property. Vanessa walked up to me with a wine glass. "Wanna know why I dumped you guys without money? Need to stop showing off. Drink this wine and I'll forget what just happened." I stood up and looked her in the eye. "Vanessa, I was being polite. But you actually think I'm still that broke, lovesick kid from 4 years ago?" I turned toward the door. "Waiter, bring me the wine list. I'm paying for everyone tonight." A guy in a suit walked in and stood in front of me respectfully. Lucas Miller, the manager of Pine Mountain Banquet. I'd met him once. When I arranged the suite. I kept my eyes on Vanessa. "Bring me your secret menu and make everything on it. And 2 bottles of your best wine." Lucas nodded and left. Everyone froze, including Vanessa. Then she burst out laughing. "And you say you're not showing off? My husband and I have been here at least 10 times. There's no secret menu. Could you at least practice your lies first?" Everyone stared at me, waiting to see me get embarrassed. In their eyes, I was still the poor guy Vanessa heartlessly dumped. Back then, I fell out with my dad to marry her. Broken, desperate, I delivered food for a living. After I paid off her $700,000 in debt, she hooked up with some rich kid named Sebastian Ashford. Heartbroken, I went home to take over the family business and swore I'd never see Vanessa Clark again. But here she was at this reunion, not only showing up when she promised not to, she was publicly humiliating me, rubbing it in everyone's face that I paid off her loans. I couldn't let this slide. Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean you're important enough to get it. I'd shut up if I were you. Save yourself the embarrassment when the food comes. Liam, you. The suite door opened. Dozens of dishes were brought in. As everyone stared, Lucas held up 2 bottles of limited edition Hennessy. Our boss says everyone here is an honored guest. Tonight's meal is on the house. I nodded. Smart move by the owner of Pine Mountain Banquet. One free meal to get on my good side. Good business. Thank the boss for his kindness. Tell him Vanessa cut me off. Liam, it's not your place to speak. The boss is obviously doing this for my Sebastian. Stop pretending and thanking people for us. She pushed me aside and walked up to Lucas. I thank Mr. Chase on my husband's behalf. When Sebastian finishes his work, we'll definitely visit Mr. Chase together. She downed her glass while Lucas looked confused. He opened his mouth, but I stopped him with a look. I grabbed my jacket. I've got stuff to do. Enjoy your meal. Oh, and next time you have a reunion like this, don't invite me. I couldn't stay any longer. Vanessa was making me sick, but I was too lazy to expose her. I consider this meal my final gift. As I walked past her, she grabbed me. Liam, aren't you forgetting something? What? Pay for your meal. I scratched my ear. Vanessa, is your brain broken? They just said it's free. What am I paying for? She laughed coldly, her eyes full of contempt. It's free because my husband has connections. What's that got to do with you? I decide who I'm treating. She ripped down the bill from the door. This meal cost $800,000 total. 20 people, so $40,000 each. I'm paying for everyone except you. $40,000. Cash or card? Lucas, step forward. Miss tonight's bill. I pulled Lucas back and leaned close to Vanessa. So you're really gonna do this? She nodded. That's right. I was gonna let you enjoy a nice meal for old time's sake. But you had to push it. So I'll teach you a lesson today and show you exactly what you are. I didn't get angry. I laughed. Sorry, but unlike you, I know exactly what I am. You're the one who doesn't know where you stand. Everyone at the table jumped in. Liam, you're addicted to pretending, looking down on Vanessa. If you were so rich, why would she dump a loser like you, right? Vanessa's husband is worth hundreds of millions. Do all your assets combined even match what's after his decimal point? This guy's delusional. If he pays, nobody lend him money. I looked around the room. Everyone's pretty funny. But I don't just look down on Vanessa. I look down on all of you. Because everyone here is trash. I'm not usually social, but I understand basic manners. From the moment I sat down. These so-called classmates hadn't talked about friendship once. Kissing up to Vanessa with classmates like this, why should I be nice? My words made everyone turn on me. Even my closest friends stood up angrily, slamming the table. Liam, someone like you doesn't deserve to eat with us. Pay your bill and get out. As the mockery grew louder, Vanessa smiled bigger. She picked up a bottle of limited edition Hennessy and poured 10 full glasses. Liam, I know it's hard for a delivery guy to come up with 40 grand. For old time's sake. I'll help you out. She put her high heel on a chair and pointed at the glasses. You have two choices. 1. Kneel and lick my foot while admitting you're worthless. 2. Chug all 10 glasses, then slap yourself 10 times. Pick one and do it, and I'll pay you $40,000. Deal? The suite filled with whistles and applause. They all wanted to see me humiliated. Wanted to see me submit to Vanessa like a dog. Just like 4 years ago. I tried to leave us both some dignity, but Vanessa and these people kept pushing. A gold digger living off men, pretending to be classy. Ridiculous. 10 minutes. What? I ignored Vanessa and looked at Lucas. Lucas checked his phone and bowed to me. Mr. Foster, I've notified the owner. He says he'll be here in 10 minutes. With Sebastian Ashford to apologize to you. Oh, he said he's willing to trade that 100-acre plot in the suburbs for Vanessa Clark's life. I raised an eyebrow. Trade a 100-acre plot for Vanessa's life? Lucas nodded. That's what Mr. Chase said. The room went quiet. Vanessa's smile disappeared. Wait, she said. What does that even mean? Before Lucas could answer, the suite doors opened. A tall man in a charcoal suit walked in first. Behind him was Sebastian Ashford. And Sebastian looked furious. He didn't even glance at Vanessa. He walked straight toward me, stopped 3 feet away, and bowed. Liam. I nodded. Sebastian. Vanessa immediately rushed over. Sebastian, you're here. Perfect timing. This guy has been pretending. Sebastian turned his head. Who told you to speak? Vanessa froze. Everyone at the table stared. Sebastian adjusted his cufflinks and sighed. Liam, I apologize. The room erupted in whispers. Vanessa grabbed his arm. Apologize for what? Sebastian pulled his arm away. For you. Her face went white. I almost laughed. 4 years ago, Sebastian had been the man Vanessa left me for. Apparently, he had discovered something much more interesting than her. Money. My money. Sebastian looked at me again. I should have recognized you sooner. You should have. He grimaced. My father has been trying to reach your family for months. He had no idea his son had been publicly insulting the owner's son in his own banquet hall. Everyone at the table slowly turned toward me. The guy who had called me a delivery driver looked like he wanted to disappear beneath the table. I picked up my jacket. Don't worry about it. Sebastian blinked. You're leaving? Yeah. This reunion stopped being entertaining about 10 minutes ago. Then a dramatic voice came from behind him. Excuse me. Is this the infamous Liam Foster? Everyone turned. A beautiful man walked in wearing a cream suit, diamond earrings, and sunglasses despite being indoors. He looked Sebastian up and down. Sebastian, darling, why are you standing around looking like you've been dumped? Sebastian's expression changed instantly. Caspian, please. Caspian removed his sunglasses. His eyes landed on me. He smiled. Oh. He walked closer. Oh, he's cute. I laughed. Sebastian rubbed his forehead. Liam, this is Caspian Vale. Caspian extended his hand. My fiancé. The entire room went dead silent. Vanessa stared. You have a fiancé? Caspian looked at her. Unfortunately, yes. Sebastian groaned. Caspian. What? I'm allowed to be honest. He turned back to me. And before you ask, yes, I'm gay. Yes, Sebastian is gay. No, Vanessa, you were not the reason he left you. Vanessa's face twisted. You knew? Caspian smiled sweetly. I knew everything. He looked at me again. And between you and me, darling, you massively overpaid for that relationship. I burst out laughing. For the first time that night, someone had actually made me enjoy myself. Caspian linked his arm through mine. I like him. Sebastian stared. Get your arm off him. Caspian raised an eyebrow. Why? Jealous? No. Then stop glaring. I am not glaring. You're glaring so hard I can practically see your ancestors. I laughed again. Sebastian looked embarrassed. Vanessa looked horrified. Caspian, you can't just. Caspian turned toward her. Oh, I absolutely can. He smiled brightly. And I especially can because I know exactly who Liam is. He leaned closer to her. You thought he was some broke delivery guy. Vanessa swallowed. Caspian looked around the room. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to Liam Foster. He stepped aside. The only son of the man who owns half the companies represented in this room. Nobody moved. Caspian continued. The owner of Pine Mountain Banquet. A few people gasped. The majority shareholder of Foster International. Someone dropped a wine glass. And the man whose father personally bought the building this reunion is being held in. The room exploded into whispers. Vanessa's knees nearly buckled. I sighed. Caspian, you're enjoying this way too much. He smiled. Obviously. Then he looked at Vanessa's 10 glasses of wine. Wait. Didn't this woman just challenge you to drink all 10? I nodded. Caspian picked up one glass. Absolutely not. He poured it into the nearest plant. We're not wasting expensive wine on her terrible personality. I laughed so hard I nearly choked. Caspian leaned against me. You're fun. Sebastian's jaw tightened. Caspian. What? Stop flirting with him. Caspian grinned. Why? Because he's my friend. Since when? Since tonight. That doesn't count. Sebastian looked at me. Ignore him. I shrugged. I've known him for 5 minutes and already like him more than I liked you in 4 years. Caspian gasped dramatically. Oh, I'm keeping him. Sebastian's expression darkened. Vanessa suddenly grabbed Sebastian's sleeve. Sebastian, say something. He looked at her. What? Do you want me to say? That Liam is lying. Sebastian was silent. Then he quietly said. Vanessa, Liam's family owns Foster International. She stared at him. And your father knows? Yes. How much money? Sebastian gave a bitter laugh. Enough that my father would sell our entire company just to get a meeting with his father. Vanessa's face collapsed. I looked at the bill she'd ripped down earlier. 40,000, right? She didn't answer. I smiled. Don't worry. I pulled out my black card. I'll pay it. Vanessa looked up. Really? Yeah. Her eyes lit up. Then I added. But not for you. I handed the card to Lucas. Charge Vanessa's 40,000 separately. Her smile disappeared. And the rest? Put it on my account. Lucas nodded. Of course, Mr. Foster. I turned toward the door. Caspian followed immediately. Sebastian sighed. Caspian, where are you going? Caspian smiled. Wherever Liam is going. Sebastian stared at him. You're my fiancé. And? You're supposed to leave with me. Caspian looked at me. Liam, do you have plans tonight? I smiled. Dinner. With me? With whoever gets there first. Caspian grabbed my arm. Then congratulations, Sebastian. He waved cheerfully. You've just lost the competition. And for the first time that night, I saw Sebastian look genuinely worried. Vanessa watched us leave together. She had spent the entire evening trying to prove I was worthless. Instead, she'd introduced me to the one man who seemed determined to make my life interesting. And judging by Sebastian's expression, he wasn't planning to let Caspian go easily. Caspian dragged me out of the banquet hall before I could even say goodbye. Where are we going? Dinner. You just said that. Yes, but now I mean dinner with me. I laughed. You're ridiculously confident. I have to be. Sebastian is painfully boring. Behind us, Sebastian called out. Caspian. Caspian stopped and turned around. What? Sebastian walked toward us, visibly annoyed. You can't just leave with him. Caspian folded his arms. Why not? Because we're engaged. Caspian glanced at me. Liam, do you mind if I break off an engagement tonight? I nearly choked. That's a little fast. I know. I'm spontaneous. Sebastian grabbed his forehead. Caspian, stop. Caspian smiled sweetly. Fine. I'll behave. Then he whispered to me. For now. We reached the lobby, where my black Maybach was waiting. Caspian stopped. Oh. He looked at the car. Then at me. Then back at the car. You really are rich. I opened the passenger door. You thought I was lying? I believed you. I just didn't realize you were that rich. He climbed inside. I walked around to the driver's seat. Caspian immediately turned toward me. Wait. What? You're driving? Yeah. He smiled. Good. Why? I hate men who make their assistants drive them everywhere. I laughed. You're strange. And you're smiling. I smile a lot. I noticed. We drove toward downtown. For the first time all evening, I wasn't thinking about Vanessa. I was thinking about the obnoxious man sitting beside me. Caspian leaned back. So, Liam. Yeah? Are you actually interested in me? I nearly missed the turn. What? You heard me. You're engaged. Technically. Technically? Sebastian and I haven't been in love for years. I glanced at him. Then why stay engaged? Caspian looked out the window. Business. That answer made me quiet. He smiled. Don't look so serious. I'm not asking you to marry me. Good. I'm asking you to have dinner with me. That I can do. He grinned. Perfect. Meanwhile, back at Pine Mountain Banquet, Vanessa was having a very different evening. Lucas placed the bill in front of her. $40,000. Vanessa stared at it. My husband will pay. Lucas shook his head. Mr. Ashford has already left. Her face changed. He wouldn't leave me. Lucas politely smiled. Apparently he did. Vanessa pulled out her phone. No answer. She called again. Nothing. Then a message appeared. Sebastian, don't contact me tonight. Vanessa's hand started shaking. She looked around the table. One by one, the classmates who had been laughing with her earlier avoided eye contact. Nobody wanted to pay. Nobody wanted to be associated with her anymore. One man stood. I suddenly remembered I have work. Another grabbed his coat. Same. Within minutes, the room emptied. Vanessa was left sitting alone. Lucas returned. Miss Clark. She looked up. Yes? Your card was declined. Her face went pale. What? Would you like to try another? She searched through her purse. Nothing. Her phone rang. It was her bank. Her account had been frozen. Then another notification appeared. Her apartment lease had been terminated. Then another. Her luxury car had been repossessed. Vanessa stared at the screen in disbelief. She called Sebastian again. This time he answered. Sebastian. What? What's happening? I told you not to call me. You can't do this. His voice was cold. You spent 4 years telling everyone Liam was worthless. Vanessa went silent. Sebastian continued. You were wrong. The call ended. Vanessa stared at the phone. Then she whispered. Liam. Across the city, Caspian and I were sitting at a rooftop restaurant. He ordered half the menu. I stared at him. Are you hungry? No. Then why did you order all this? He smiled. Because you're rich. I laughed. That's your reason? Absolutely. He picked up a fork. But don't worry. I won't fall in love with you because of your money. Good. I'll fall in love with you because you're funny. I froze. Caspian's smile softened. What? Nothing. He leaned closer. Liam. Yeah. You know Sebastian is going to be jealous. I don't care. Caspian smiled. Neither do I. Then my phone rang. It was my father. I answered. Dad? His voice was serious. Liam, I heard what happened tonight. I sighed. I didn't start it. I know. A pause. There's something else. What? Sebastian's father wants to meet you tomorrow. I glanced at Caspian. Why? He wants to apologize. For Vanessa? No. My father paused. For trying to marry into our family. I frowned. What does that have to do with me? My father laughed. Everything. Then he added. Because Sebastian's father just found out his son has been engaged to the wrong person. Caspian raised an eyebrow. I looked at him. He smiled. What? I shook my head. Nothing. He reached across the table and stole a piece of steak from my plate. Good. I smiled. For the first time in 4 years, I was starting to wonder if losing Vanessa had actually been the best thing that ever happened to me. The next morning, Vanessa showed up at Foster International demanding to see me. Security stopped her at the lobby. I'm Liam's ex-fiancée. The guard checked his tablet. Mr. Foster doesn't have you on his visitor list. Vanessa froze. Call him. I don't need to. A voice came from behind her. It was Caspian. He walked into the lobby wearing sunglasses and carrying a coffee. He looked Vanessa up and down. Oh. You're the famous $700,000 girlfriend. Vanessa's face burned. Where's Liam? Busy. I need to talk to him. No. She glared at him. You're the reason he's ignoring me. Caspian smiled. Actually, I'm the reason he's smiling. Then the elevator doors opened. I stepped out. Vanessa rushed toward me. Liam, please. We need to talk. I stopped her with one sentence. We already talked for 4 years. She started crying. I made a mistake. I know. I was stupid. I know. I still love you. I smiled. You don't love me. You miss having access to me. She went silent. Then Sebastian walked into the lobby. His engagement ring was gone. He looked exhausted. Vanessa. She turned. Sebastian, please. He shook his head. It's over. Her face crumpled. You can't leave me like this. You left Liam for me. He glanced at me. I made the same mistake. Then he turned away. Vanessa grabbed his arm. You promised me everything. I promised you a future. He pulled his arm free. But I didn't promise to ruin my life for you. Security escorted her outside. Caspian watched through the glass. Messy. I laughed. You enjoyed that. Immensely. He slipped his arm through mine. Come on. Where? Our engagement party. I stopped walking. Our what? Caspian grinned. I decided we're getting engaged. You can't just decide that. Watch me. Before I could answer, my father called. Liam, Sebastian's father is here. I sighed. Already? He brought the Ashford family lawyer. I looked at Caspian. He smiled. Let's go make some rich people nervous. And that was exactly what we did. By noon, the Ashford family had withdrawn from their biggest business deal with Vanessa's company. By 3, her company was facing bankruptcy. By 5, every socialite in the city knew she had dumped the richest man's son for Sebastian. And by 7, Caspian had posted one picture. It was me kissing his cheek. The caption read, "Found someone worth keeping." The internet exploded. Vanessa saw it. And for the first time, she realized something much worse than losing Liam. She had to watch him fall in love with someone else. Vanessa's downfall happened fast because she'd built her entire life on one thing, looking richer than everyone around her. Once Sebastian walked away, the money disappeared. Her luxury apartment was gone. Her car was repossessed. Her credit cards were cancelled, and the $700,000 debt she'd once convinced me to pay was back in the hands of her creditors. She still refused to accept reality. She started showing up at expensive restaurants, ordering champagne and telling the staff, "Put it on my husband's account." There was no husband. The first time, security escorted her out. The second time, the restaurant posted her name on its internal blacklist. The third time, she tried using my name. That ended with a police report. Then she went after her friends. The same people who had laughed with her at the reunion. She demanded money. After everything I've done for you? One by one, they blocked her. She even called me. Liam, you owe me. I laughed. I owe you? You wouldn't be successful without me. You're right. She sounded relieved. Then I added. You taught me exactly what kind of person I never wanted around me again. She hung up. A week later, Vanessa's company collapsed. Her business partners sued her for falsifying financial reports and using company money to maintain her lifestyle. She'd spent years pretending she was wealthy. Now everyone discovered she'd been drowning in debt the entire time. Her former classmates stopped answering her calls. Her social media followers vanished. Even the people she'd mocked for being poor began sharing screenshots of her old posts. The woman who once bragged about spending $40,000 on a dinner couldn't afford groceries. But Vanessa still refused to work. She believed someone would rescue her. Then she spotted me outside Foster International. I was getting into my car with Caspian. Vanessa ran toward us. Liam. I turned. She was wearing an old designer dress she'd bought years earlier. The label was peeling off. Please, she whispered. Just give me enough money to start over. Caspian looked at me. I shook my head. No. Her expression changed. You're really going to let me suffer? You didn't suffer when you took my money and dumped me. I made a mistake. You made a choice. She started crying. I loved you. I smiled. No. You loved what you thought I could give you. Caspian slipped his hand into mine. Vanessa stared at us. Then she looked at our matching rings. Her face collapsed. I hadn't noticed them until then. Caspian had bought them that morning. He leaned toward me. Come on, fiancé. Vanessa froze. Fiancé? I smiled. Yeah. Caspian waved at her. Don't worry. He upgraded. We walked away. Vanessa stood there alone. She had spent 4 years believing she traded me for a better life. Instead, she'd traded away the richest man she'd ever meet for a life where nobody wanted her around. And the worst part? There was nobody left for her to blame.